Okay, so it's Friday and the market just closed. I'm doing a real quick update on the trades for this week and the trades we open for next week. The first one is this. This is a trade that was just put on today. I'm calling this trade, since it was just Halloween, I'm calling this trade the two-headed bat, or the Siamese bat, or no, the Siamese twin bat. Or I don't know, can we even say that anymore? Can we say Siamese twin? Siamese? Is that politically incorrect? I'll ask my daughter. She's woke. She's an expert at all that stuff. Anyway, I mean, that looks like a two-headed bat, right? Maybe, kind of. I guess, so let me just kind of show you what I'm seeing, or let me show you how I'm seeing a bat in this. Okay, so we got the two eyes, mouths, and they're connected. They're connected at the middle. Anyway, so this is the trade that we put on. This is just kind of a tweaked version of my money glitch trade. Originally, I put this trade on yesterday, only a piece of it. I put part of this trade on yesterday, and I placed a put credit spread on it to milk some money, more money out of it. So let me just back up and go to the beginning of this trade. So here's the original trade I put on right here. And immediately, this was yesterday, and immediately I put on a put credit spread down here. I sold a put credit spread out of the money just to kind of pump this line up right here. It's already at a profit. You can see that the way the trade is set up, if it goes all the way down to zero, we have a guaranteed profit of $398. Which is a little bit light this week. Like some of the pricing this week is different than it's been usually. And so it's a little bit tougher to get some nice height, some nice float out of these trades. But there's like a 350-ish float here. But so like I said yesterday, I put on a put credit spread right after I placed this trade. When I did that, it looked like this. You can see the put credit spread is right here. And so this brought in some additional premium into the trade. Yesterday we were trading probably like right around this area when I put the trade on. So the put credit spread was far away. It's like a week-long put credit spread. And you can see that if it crashes down to zero, there is risk here. But I didn't expect it to make that big of a move in one day, which I could have just taken off and still have the credit in the position. And worst case scenario, if it did, if the whole world blew up, and it did go down to zero, the maximum risk on the downside at this point would have been 1,400, which I could have handled. But again, I would have seen that moving down, and at some point I just would have taken it off and still had that original $300 credit in there, or at least some credit in there. So this was the original position, and then today I put on the other side of it. I put on the twin bat. I added the bat. When I did that, here's the position that we had at that point. You see we got our twin bat here with like a broken wing. Hey, there you go. It's a broken wing twin bat, broken wing Siamese bat. Anyway, so this is so I put the bat on today. Just kind of made this like a bigger theta area in here. And with the put credit spread, you can see now in this area, all the way from this peak down to here, the worst case scenario is we have a profit of 1,101. And then it comes down into the loss here. But right before the market closed, I took that put credit spread off. I took most of the premium out of it. I think I put it on for $2 with $200, and then I took it off for like 50, I believe. And so I got like $150 that I added to the wing. And so let me put that on, show you what that looks like. Okay, so there we go. So that's with the after the put credit spread was bought back. So I sold the put credit spread yesterday for $200. I bought it back today for like $50. So I made $150 overnight on it, and I pumped this line here, this wing, up to so that now if there's a worst case scenario all the way down to zero, this trade was guaranteed to make 1,030. And currently we're right here. We're kind of at a little loss right now, but I think that's just kind of the pricing from the market just closed like 15 minutes ago, and this line will bounce around and move around, especially during when the market's closed. But so this trade is pretty much delta neutral. It has a theta right now of 894, so that's a nice theta. On the top side here, there is risk of 1,246, but there's a lot of room here where if the market continues to move up, I have time to just kind of tweak this thing and tilt the whole Siamese bat so that this wing comes up and this wing will go under. This is a 1 week duration trade. So, the odds of it moving all the way up here and then all the way back are not very good for like a 5-day trade. So if it comes up here past the halfway point or up into this area, at that point I would start to decide if I need to make the adjustment where I would just tilt the whole thing. You can see that the wing on this wing here is up in the air, it's floating. This one's underwater, so I would just kind of flip the whole thing. I would just move some of the premium around in here, and this leg would come under or break even, and this leg would raise up and be above the zero line. And then it would be a risk-free all the way to the top. So that's the trade I have on for next week. Now, one thing I also am playing around with this week is throughout the week, adding, how do I put it? I'm inserting or plugging in, or just layering, I guess, layering in or adding on butterflies into structures like this. So today, as the market was running up, it was showing a little bit of you can see the slant there. See how the pink line, the 0-day line is coming down as we get into the tent, and then it kind of flattens out. So what I did was I put a butterfly spread on, like a 3-contract butterfly spread on right in this area here to just kind of pump this up as it's moving up into it. And it was a trade that I was able to just have on for one day. I took it off and made $100 on it. And let me just show you real quick what that looked like. So this is the trade that I put on. So this was the structure at that point. Actually, the put credit spread was still on at that point. So let's put that back on. So this is how the trade was looking at that point. The market was moving up and kind of just sitting in this area. And so I just added like a 1 day. It was the duration is a 1 week contracts. The option contracts are 7 days, but I was just planning to take it on and off today. Unless there was a big move, then I may have just kind of adjusted it and turned it into a brand new trade. You can take the butterflies like that, and you could, if it starts to move out of the butterfly tent, you can adjust the butterfly and spread the wings out and just kind of morph it as the first leg stage of a new money glitch trade. But today it just stayed in the area and it milked some profit out of it. So let me show you what that looks like. Put it on like that. And you can see when that comes on, when that goes on, it's the market was in this area when I was doing it, but it just kind of like it brings the whole thing up here. It tilts it. And while this is on, this is again the plan for this was only to have it on for a couple hours just for today, and then take it off at end of day. Or at that point, if it had moved out of the butterfly tent, I would morph it into a brand new trade. So it's like a temporary trade and a potential first stage of a new trade. But in this case, it was taken off at the end of day. So I just milked. It's just kind of like milking some profits out during the day and playing with this 0-day line. So while it was on, of course, you can see that it increased the risk, but there's no way that it's going to move up here by the end of today. This is a 1 day trade, this butterfly. And if it comes back down, it helps me because it just, the way the butterfly is constructed and how it works within this money glitch trade, you can see that it's delta negative. So we would be making money all the way up to this top here area if it had moved down. And then I would have taken off at that point after I would, milk that money out of it. But as the market played out today, the market pretty much stayed where it was. I just milked that like $100 out of that butterfly, for like a 3-hour trade. And then I just took it off, booked those profits, and turned it back into the original trade here. And then at the end of the day, I took the put credit spread off, and we looked like this. So that's where we are. So there's $100 of profit that's not showing in this because of that butterfly spread. Or I can probably put it in. Let me see. So that's what it was. Let's find the exit order. So there's the exit order. So that's with it. Here's with it on. It sat there and milked about like $100 out of the position. Then I took the butterfly back off, and it gave us this. So overall, it added $100 to this bottom line here. So you can see now that the total risk to the downside is up another $100 or so, $1,200 all the way down to zero. So this week I've just been kind of playing, testing on that on paper accounts and slowly testing it on real positions, but just kind of taking positions like that I can easily morph into a brand new money glitch trade. The butterfly can be kind of stretched and tweaked and morphed into the first stage of a money glitch trade. So I'm thinking, why not try to see if I can just milk these on a daily basis, like throw a butterfly into the mix here. And if the market just stagnates and just sits there and doesn't do much, I should be able to milk some profit out during the day, like $100 or so. And at the end of the day, if it's just still sitting there, I can just remove that and just do the same thing tomorrow, just kind of rinse and repeat. And if the market does move, if it kind of like takes off and moves outside of the butterfly tent, then that butterfly can be morphed and tweaked and turned into the first leg stages of a new money glitch trade. Anyway, that's it for today. If you want to follow along with me on these trades, I'm making a whole video series of them. There's a ton of different setups and combinations and variations we can make, adjustments, techniques, add-ons, plugins, the whole cornucopia of option trading goodness. So if you'd like to follow along with me, make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Just click that subscribe button below, and also be sure to join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just go over there, sign up for the free newsletter. You'll get a welcome email. Just reply back to that welcome email, and in the subject line or the body of the email, put, "How can I learn the money glitch trade?" And then I'll send you the info back as soon as I can. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.